Welcome back. And breaking news, I lied. We are not going to talk about the Republic and switching governments this episode, but that will be next episode. So, first, I'd like to correct something that I said about caravans and creating trade routes. So, when a caravan establishes a trade route with a foreign nation, the benefit that you gain is doubled. So I believe I did say that, and maybe you understood what I meant, but I was honestly a little confused myself, and this clarified it for me. So what happens is that it's doubled for both of you, so you still get the same amount of benefit that you would have from owning both cities that have the trade route between them. And you have that same amount now with one city, since you only own one end of it, and the other end is in a foreign nation. So what that means is that it's actually, there is no reason, there's no negative consequences for you to create a trade route with somebody else. And in fact, if this person is a friendly nation, you have you have then doubled the amount. Like if this is a member of your coalition or something, you have just doubled the amount of trade that a single trade route would give within the coalition. If it was only between you, it would receive, let's say, it would cause an extra one trade. But if you instead make that same trade route with another city of the same size, equal distance away, but just in a different direction, you each get one. So that now the coalition from this one trade route is gaining two trade instead of just the one. So make trade routes with your friends. There is an incentive to do so, provided you can trust them, because you are throwing them a bone by doing that. And the other thing that we forgot to go over is buildings. Let's check out a decent trade city. How is our capital doing? Our capital is okay. I kind of like Marion Island, though, so let's look at Marion Island. So there are a handful of buildings that are going to increase your trade. The very first one is the marketplace. It has a moderate build cost. It will take a little bit of production to build it if your city's not pumping out a lot of production. Once you get a point on it, or 2 points, you'll probably just want to buy it. Unless, you have a city with like three net production or something. So the marketplace increases the luxury and tax output in a city by 50%. So that's happiness and gold. You're not really going to be, the happiness part, the luxury, is going to be incredibly important in just not that far from now, honestly, but a little ways down the road. And then the gold is valuable at every single point of the game. So once you build it, it's built. It has no upkeep of gold each turn. And it increases the amount of gold that city puts out by 50%. And later down the road, it will make people 50% happier than they were before. So these marketplaces are something that you're going to want to build early. Let's go ahead and take a look at all of the possible buildings. A little bit down the road, you're going to get more things that pop up that are like the next, like a more advanced marketplace. The next one is the bank. And the bank does the same exact thing. The manual is a little bit confusing about this stuff. Pretty much what every single one does is it gives you an additional 50% bonus from that original amount. It's not compound. One thing that you do want to keep in mind, though, is that all of these other gold and happiness increasing improvements, they do have an upkeep. So it is going to cost you gold every single turn just to maintain them. This one we can see here has an upkeep of 2. cost 2 gold every single turn. And this is kind of the beginning of your economy, of where you're actually going to have, a gross income that's very different from your net income. After the bank, you're going to have your stock exchange. Where is it? Here's your stock exchange. And that's going to give you another 50% bonus. This one has a slightly higher upkeep. So the thing that you'll want to do is you'll want to look at what your base trade is. Not your base trade, but your base luxury and tax, gold and happiness. And you'll want to times that by 50% and look at it and make sure that that 50% bonus exceeds the upkeep. Otherwise, if the building's just going to make you lose money, what's the point? Do keep in mind, though, that your gold here, as you start building buildings, will include the bonuses that you're getting from buildings. So you'll want to click and hold on it and look at and see the breakdown. You'll want to not look at the total, but look at what your base value is, and that will be under citizens. Actually, I lied. I'm pretty sure it'll be under taxed from trade. Yeah, that's what it will be under. And then underneath that, you'll see bonus from marketplace, bonus from bank, bonus from stock exchange. So I think that should wrap up this part of increasing trade, and the next episode where we go over the Republic and switching governments will affect trade, but will mostly be about the consequences of the Republic, most of which are positive. So build your cities in good areas, build roads on flat lands, make sure to work your ocean tiles, build trade routes early, build them far away, build them with your friends primarily. If you have someone that you think that you can trust long term, I wouldn't build a single trade route between your own cities. I'd build them between you and somebody else. And then the moment that they become available, build marketplaces. Since marketplaces have no upkeep, build them in every single city. Banks and stock exchanges, build them in every single city where they will bring in more money than they cost per turn, and you can check the manual. Click help, come down to city improvements, click the triangle, and find the building you're looking for, and you can always see what its upkeep is, and that is in gold per turn. And I believe that we actually will go over the Republic next turn. See you next time.